Yesterday, we were looking at the upcoming, and it's really close, governorship election in Anambra. Well, this morning, my guest is Chioma Ifemeludike. Chioma Grace Ifemeludike. Give me marks for how well I pronounce that one. It is like 4 over 10.
Okay, 5.5.
Oh yeah, say it yourself.
You actually got it, but just maybe the pronunciation.
Oh yeah,
so
pronounce it for me.
Ifemeludike.
Ifemeludike.
Dike.
It was better.
You say Duke, so that Duke.
Ifemeludike.
Got it now.
Okay. If I'm going to run into trouble, I can always say Chioma, and I could say Grace. Exactly. It's very nice to have you on. Chioma is the Anambra State governorship candidate of Africa Action Congress. African Action Congress, AAC. So you see now what I mean when I say maybe we'll stay in Anambra for a while. So you're very welcome.
Thank you, sir.
The election is just round the corner. So let me start at the very top. Were you actually vying for the position that your party has given you, or were you surprised when your party, announced you as the governorship candidate in Anambra?
No, I wasn't surprised because I was chairperson before I became candidate. Okay. So it was more like
chairperson of
the African Action Congress in Anambra State.
Okay.
Before I became candidate. So
that's very interesting,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you've been deep in it.
Yeah, I was the only female at the time in the lineup of our party.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's one of our ladies. Our ladies are really going places.
Oh yeah.
Well, so here you are. It's a big job. And it seems to me that you've taken it on without any undue apprehension. You being a lady and all, that is not an issue, right?
Yes, delegates and grassroots representatives voted me to represent the party. So it wasn't like a surprise or a coincidence I walked into. It was actually something I was, ready and prepared for.
All right. Do you live in Anambra?
Yes, I live partly in Anambra and Asaba because I'm an actress. So my work takes me around the southeast, across the states.
That because you weren't born in Anambra.
Oh yeah, I wasn't born in Anambra State, but I schooled in Anambra State. Okay. So I lived a good part of my life, my adult life.
So nobody can come and say you don't know Anambra now. Why will you buy to be our governor?
No, nobody can say that authoritatively. That would be falsehood.
Okay.
I know Anambra State. I don't just know Anambra State. I feel Anambra State in my veins.
Well, what part of Anambra State exactly do you come from?
Eziowele.
Eziowele.
Eziowele, yes. Is a town in Idemili North local government in Anambra State. Yes.
Okay. Well, the way you've explained it, you seem ready for business. And I'm just looking at some notes that are, well, first of all, you said you're an actress. You didn't add that you're also a producer, you're an entrepreneur, you're an activist, in addition to being an actress.
Oh yeah, I'm a lot of things. I just wait for the occasion to introduce which part suits the conversation at a time. Yeah, so all the things you mentioned, yeah. So I'm a filmmaker. I produce my own movies. And interestingly, I produce only indigenous, not only, because I don't want to box myself, okay? Because I could consider doing other languages, but I major in Igbo movies.
Okay.
I create more of Igbo content, yes.
Okay, let's talk about, are you ready for the task, for the to go out there and speak to the electorate and persuade them that I am your woman, I am who Anambra needs? Are you ready for that?
But yeah, I've been doing it ever since I became chairperson.
Okay, of course.
Yes, but
that's a different thing. Chairperson is one thing, but the governor is another big one. And maybe, I don't know if the skill sets are different between being a chairperson of the party and then being the actual candidate of the party for the #1 job in the state.
Yeah, it's a bit different, but then one is broader while the other narrows you down to one assignment.
Okay.
Yes, but that prepared me a lot. Yeah, so it prepared me to have a foundation, to be able to connect with our people. So while I was chairperson, what happened was that I got to see the level of hardship and poverty in the grassroots.
Okay.
So by the time I became a candidate, it now awakened that passion in me to even deliver good governance to our people. So you see, these things are the things that remind you that nature is calling you to an assignment that I don't take for granted. Wow. Yes, so
Indeed.
I'm ready.
Remarkable, remarkable. Are you bothered by the fact that you don't have that much political experience, as far as I can see? Does it worry you? Do you think it could become an issue? You know the whole nature of politics. They say, I've never been in there, but they say the whole nature of politics is very complex. But then maybe your job, as an actress, maybe that also has its own complexities. Maybe it's just a matter of switching one complexity for the other.
Oh, well, it's important to know that I don't know what experience or inexperience means to anyone watching me right now, but it's important to know that I've always been in the environment of governance, maybe not directly as participating like I am now, but I've been an activist over the years. I was a student unionist. Okay. And as a female student unionist, we got to advocate, for students. So it kind of exposes you to being interested in what leadership should be.
Okay.
And for me, that is experience. And most importantly, what makes it very unique for me is the very passion that even made me be a unionist at the time. I wasn't just a unionist because I wanted to be all over the place chanting solidarity is forever. I wanted badly for people to get what is theirs. And that is the same passion that moves me today. And for me, that is stronger than any experience anyone could ever have, any politician could ever have. Because you can have experience without passion, you're empty. But when you have passion and a bit of experience, you can do so much.
Okay, let me get the big questions out of the way. By big, I mean that politics, it's a money bags affair. And Anambra people are known especially for money. Money is not usually a problem. When you look at it, they say if you were to count the billionaires in this country, quite a sizable number will be in Anambra there. Have you come suitably loaded for the job?
Yeah, I've got something that is greater than money.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've got ideas, great ideas, innovations through which I'd used to change what campaign used to be, or what we see campaign, or what we expect campaign to be, to create a shift in the campaigns that we used to know. That is what I'm bringing on the table, and for me, that is greater than money. Why? Because ideas attract resources.
Okay.
When you have great ideas, channeled to the right directions, resources would show up. When you have resources without ideas, it's a waste of everything.
Whereas that might be so in your creative field, that is your native base.
Yeah.
In politics, you might have heard that people who have had this kind of a notion have been told, no matter how jocular they say, "Na ideas we go chop, na ideas we go chop."
Yes.
You are ready. You told me you are ready. So if anybody should come like that, you are ready.
I'm used to that language. Nah, ideas will go chop. But one thing I'm resolute.
Okay.
Of the fact that our people need to wake up. And I keep saying to them.
Talking of wake up, I was looking at your, on your poster, one of your posters that I saw, there was the expression wake up in Igbo language, and then the English followed it. What's that expression?
Anambra tetenola.
Tetenola.
Wake up from your sleep.
Wake up from your sleep.
You have slept for too long.
Well, now we are coming out into the field properly.
Yeah.
Because
equipped, and also laboratories, building laboratories, and most importantly, making sure there's constant power supply by alternating the power, by introducing solar power
in schools.
Yes,
okay.
is very doable. It's very important that this is done, and we will achieve it.
You see, thank you for your answer, but it is felt that education has made great strides in Anambra under the present leadership of Governor Soludo. That's what they say. You being an Anambrean yourself, you've seen this, you're able to evaluate it, but you feel that there still is room to do more for the benefit of Anambrarians.
Yeah.
Even though they are championing defeat as, look now, who can match us? Look at what we're doing in education. You are saying that there's more to come.
Yes, there's more, because even in the areas of their indigent students, who is looking after them, who is making sure that their tuitions are being, got in the tertiary institutions, like in the State University. The tuitions are exorbitant and outrageous fees. So under my leadership, I'll make sure that students get to, get subsidized school fees in their tuition, in the tuition fees they have to pay. Yes, and also to make sure that students can get low interest loans and grants that can enable them to be able to, take care of their own personal welfare. Yes. Okay.
Since you've spoken on that, I want to go on to another area, just so that people that are watching us from all over the place can just, have a staccato notion of what you're about. But we can be going back and forth once we've spoken about it for a bit. Let's talk about security. Security in Anambra. What's the state of security in your beloved state? What's the state?
Yeah, it's in a very poor state. Unfortunately, we have lost too many people. There's been unnecessary deaths, of the young, the clergy, the old. There's been too many cases of these deaths that should have been averted if the right measures were put in place. Yes.
But they say, is this going to be at the instance of the state government or at the instance of law enforcement?
I think it's both. They both have, responsibilities, primary responsibilities to provide security to the people, because the primary duty of government is to secure the lives and properties of the people, which in this case, the Anambra state. So yes, it should be what the governor, and also the federal security agencies should be seeing to, that these people, that the lives of the Anambra state is accounted for, but we haven't seen it. We've seen people who are shot in broad daylight, and we don't even see culprits. Nobody is held to account for this criminal acts. So it's unacceptable.
So when I sit here, and because I receive guests, they come onto this TVC program, and those that are in the Anambra orbit say that we've made great strides educationally in Anambra. You are saying, be that as it is, if anybody wants to claim that, but by the time you come along, you are saying that that is when they shall see a better value for their education. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yes.
Because people seem to be proud of the state of education in Anambra, but you are saying that, well, it's okay, but you have ideas of how we could do it better. And you've explained, you want to provide loans, easy, comfortable loans, or is it? But I do remember that I was told that education is free. Maybe not up to tertiary level, but I think between primary and secondary, it has been said that education is free. So that's something you have to just check out and see if indeed that is the case, because you did say not completely. So that not completely might be that maybe the university side of town.
Yes, education is not free in Anambra State. If education were to be free, we wouldn't have the number of out-of-school children we have. We wouldn't have the number of children who are hawking the streets. So whatever impression they give out to the public is not exactly what it is when it comes to, it's too much talk and less action. Yes, it's too much talk and less action because it's not visible in the state. If education was free, we wouldn't have that number of children who are out there on the streets, loitering.
Well, I wonder if it's something where you're going to have to start from the very base, because you know, most Nigerians, and certainly when we come to Anambra, they are business-minded. They know business when they see it. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people have said that, look, let's go and deal with the money aspect of town first. And this really conflicts with, you know, the children going to school and staying in school, because you have a situation where a youth goes into business, whatever that business is. There's never a shortage of business. It's just a matter of who will take you on. And so these children, so the thinking goes, they stay in that line where they are making good money, and before you know where we are, so the saying goes, these people ahead of their mates have built houses, have done this, have done that. So that is really what is causing out-of-school children. The theory goes, and I want you to react to it, that is what is causing it, rather than a lack of schools, so to speak.
Oh, well, it's not just the duty of government to implement policies, but to enforce it. Sometimes you have to enforce these laws. If a child is out on the street hawking, it's also the responsibility of government to make sure that that doesn't happen. You shouldn't have children, you know, out there doing business when they should be in school. It jeopardizes the very, you know, future of the state. So the government also have the responsibility, as much as the parents, to make sure that those children are channeled to the proper, you know, way of living, which is being in the classrooms at a certain time, out of classroom, being at home, studying, doing your homework. Everything has got to be, you know, structured in a way that, you know, it makes life better or makes the future better for even the child. Because
in fairness, when they do stay in school, I'm talking about Anambra kids now, they excel usually. They excel at their studies usually when you see results.
Oh yes, they do. They are kids, you know. If you allow them to hawk on the street, they'll stay on the street hawking. If you channel them to stay in the classrooms, they'll learn, and then you can develop, you know, whatever potentials they've got. So it's a duty of the parent and the government to make sure that these children are well positioned for the future.
Okay.
So this is where, under my leadership, I'll make sure that there are policies that make sure that these kids should not be found in the market areas or on the streets loitering when they should be in the classrooms or when they should be at home studying. These are enforcements that we will carry out and make sure that it happens. Because you, as a parent, if you allow your child loiter on the street, you're not accounting for the well-being of that child. And then you're not being responsible. We would make sure that certain policies and laws are enforced. So maybe take that child out of your care, because that child's well-being could be a threat.
Indeed.
And take them where they can get appropriate guidance and protection.
Well, that will be, you sort of display something of a mother's instinct there. So if you won't handle this child properly, then the state will have to step in and help the child.
Beyond being a motherly instinct, it is what it should be. That is what a normal society should be, because the child does not just belong to the parent. It belongs to the society, the system. Because if that child goes wrong, it affects the system. We can't be a country or a state where we spend our budgets buying arms to wait for our children to grow to be criminals and then kill them. We shouldn't be that kind of leaders or government. We should be a government that is more invested in raising these children right when they are tender and channeling them to become, you know, return on investment in our society. Yes.
How about the Anambra economy, by which I mean internally, because you're going to need money for a lot of your ideas. Internally generated revenues, for instance, businesses, what government is doing to help those who want to be, and this is one of your fields, entrepreneurship. Let's say you were to be in Anambra and a person, you know, has decided that that's my line. Are there any assistance projects?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In the areas of agriculture.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I was going to come there. So if you want, if somehow agriculture links to this matter.
Oh, yes, it does,
fine.
absolutely. We can't ignore our indigenous or traditional farmers. They are very important, you know, and their activities somehow affects our economy. So we plan, under my leadership as governor, I plan that 500,000 soft loans would go to about 5,000 farmers between the first year and second year of our governance to give them the opportunity to access funds and also to enable them invest these funds in their farming activities, and also in subsidizing supply of fertilizers to these farmers. It's important they have access to these fertilizers to aid, their farming activities. And also, most importantly, it's also important that we introduce technology to these people, on how to, use technology in farming, mechanized farming, and also seedlings. We can also provide quality seedlings at subsidized rates to these farmers.
Okay, one moment. As usually happens on this program, someone wants to join the conversation. Good morning, Uzo in Port Harcourt.
Hello. Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, ma'am.
To your guest.
Indeed. Thank you for coming
Uncle Yori, I believe Soludo is a well-learned man. Yes, good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Carry on, please.
I believe Soludo is a learned man, and he used to be CBN governor. So when it comes to education, I believe the man is supposed to know what to do, and I believe he's been doing it. Because this one, people will come, talk this about education in Soludo's reign. I don't want to believe it. Uncle Yori, you can take a nurse to the stream, but you can't take a nurse to drink water. Some people, you spend money for education, maybe they are not, that is their own way of life. They are not educated, but you can force them. So I believe they should stop blaming this Soludo, because this person will come. Mr. A will come, Mrs. B will come. I want to do this, I want to do this. At the end of the day, all of them, they are all the same. They won't be able to achieve any result. We just go back to square one. So I don't know what is going on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in. Okay, so you heard it. And I wonder if you'd like to take it from the point of view of that. I mean, when you introduce a man as a professor, and CBN governor, highly, highly educated. And therefore, what that madam was saying was that we just sort of assume that he ought to know what's going on and what should be done for education. And she said that he's been doing it. What would be your counter to that?
Well, the truth is, leadership is not just about certificates or status. Leadership is about service. A person who is willing and ready to serve. And unfortunately, we have a lot of educated people in power or in leadership who don't have the heart for the people, who are not connected to the people, who have no interest to serve the people.
They're not connected emotionally.
Emotionally, physically, they're not connected. They're not on ground to know what the people actually want. And they don't connect in the ways that they have no interest to deliver what is needed at a time. So most times it is what they feel or what they think works in their own interest that they deliver to the people at the time. But not actually what it should be, what the people need. In fact, most times they don't even have the vision. They don't have the foresight to actually see what should be implemented at the right time.
This is an observation of yours after years of you've arrived at this notion after years of observation?
Yes, absolutely. And also when you come on ground, it's visible to see. When you see a leader who is on ground doing the needed, the things needed to do at the right time, you could tell. For after 3 to 4 years of leadership, there should have been visible changes in Anambra State. That when you come to a certain community, you could tell that this, and you don't need to lead and then you have billboards of the things you've done. And you don't need to, make so much noise about it. It should be things that speak for itself.
Okay. Chidi in Kafanchan, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, the young lady who is our guest this morning.
Chioma, Ifemeludike, she gave me a pass.
Chioma, how are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Beautiful. I'm fine too, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, my own little contribution over the issue at stake.
Yes.
In less than 2 months now, the elections will be coming up.
And
I want to encourage the average Anambrarians to update their voters' cards. And having done that, on that very 8th, everyone will have the franchise to go out to the polling booth and make a choice for himself or for herself. I would not be in a position to adjudge whether the current governor, the incumbent governor, Professor Soludo, is doing well in education or not. But he who wears the shoes, as it is said, knows where it pinches. To this end, I will encourage the governor to look around and check where there are loopholes, where he needs to amend certain issues, particularly as it has to do with the security and the economy. He should try to encourage, to make sure, because when he was the CBN governor, he brought ideas that helped to stabilize the economy between 2006.
Yes, but Chidi, I beg your pardon,
So
sir. That is Governor Soludo. We are talking here about someone else. If you can hear me, I'm hearing you, but if you can hear me, sir, that is Governor Soludo.
I strongly believe that government is a continuum.
Okay.
Some governors have been there before him, and he is there right now. He should leave a legacy that will be worthy of emulation.
All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in. I was trying to get the gentleman to say, look, yeah, without prejudice, what you said is what you said, but we have Chioma here who says that, you know, wait for me to come, God willing, and the electorate willing, that there are ideas that we will see. Is that, am I not getting it right?
You are. Sometimes there are people calling in to have an opportunity to also continue their campaign. So that's the trick.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and continue this conversation. Do stay with us, please. 3-year-old and would-be governor in Anambra State. She is the candidate of the African Action Congress. Good morning, Mr. George, and thank you for staying through that break. Go ahead now, please.
Okay. Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to the guests.
All right, then.
Good morning.
Uncle Yori, I have a few questions for the guests.
Okay.
Yeah, as you were talking, I did a quick check on the list of members of the Anambra State House of Assembly. And I noticed that his party has not won a seat in the State House of Assembly.
Whose party?
Her party won a local government area in Anambra.
That is Chioma's party?
Yes.
Okay. African Action Congress.
That's my party.
African Action Congress.
Elections in Anambra State, I haven't been able to get those details. I would like to ask her, has her party won a councillorship seat in Anambra State? Last week, Uncle Yori, I saw on television, on live television, the people, thousands of people from Ifemeludike North and Indemili South local governments. She said she's from Indemili North. And they all endorsed Professor Soludo as the candidate they want to vote for. I had expected that young people like her would start from local government or councillorship seat or House of Assembly seats before wanting to become governor. This thing is not it's not an easy task. So where is the place of her possible victory in all of this? This thing, governorship is not a joke matter. You have a right to have your ambition, but it should be an achievable ambition. Young people should start from where they ought to start from. That's just my concern as I heard you talking.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. George. Let me bring those points. She also heard them. Let me bring those points. Actually, I don't think you'll be very much surprised because, let's face it, you have a titan like Chukwuma Charles Soludo, a professor. it's to be expected. You can't say that you're surprised that people are saying, sure, is anybody going to challenge this kind of a man? And but the point he made about in your area, Idemili North, that he said, you know, people have sort of pledged that it is the incumbent governor that they want and that they are identifying with.
So because a group of people pledged for a governor, does that mean that it speaks for the entire local government of Idemili North and South? Does it?
That's where you're coming from.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that people, and most of these people who come together to form, you know, this opinion, are actually there for the money. These people are, you know, investing in this, you know, in these structures. When you take out the money that is the center of attraction, there's nothing there.
Okay. Okay.
We are building more capacity and more connection with the people because the people understand that we are here for them. That I, Chioma Ifemeludike, gunning for this position is doing it because I passionately want to see them live better. Okay. So because a group of people endorse the governor, it doesn't invalidate what we stand for and what we're pushing for.
How about the other point he made that why didn't you start from the local government level, for example?
I don't have to. Nobody.
Or from the State House of Assembly.
Nobody can determine these things. You don't tell a person where to start. I mean, the fact that your vision is probably these things, these places or these levels you've mentioned, doesn't mean my vision should start or end there. I'm a woman built to be ambitious, and I'm not going to bury my ambition, dreams, goals and objectives because of another person's opinion.
Okay, that's not the way it goes.
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't.
All right.
It's his opinion, and it's okay. But then I see beyond. You know, and victory and winning is not just something that happens instantaneously. It happens in different ways. Even having a woman of my status and age running in this election, in the lineup, on the ballot, is victory.
It is a remarkable feat.
And it is a good model for young people. So
indeed.
I don't understand. I can't relate with him.
Mazi Okoroafo, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, my sister. The governorship aspirant, my sister.
Yes.
I thank God for people like you.
Good morning.
Yes. We thank God, my sister.
She just said something, and I learned Igbo. I learned Igbo by phrases. What did you just say? Dalu.
Dalu. I mean, thank you for acknowledging me.
So when I look at people like her, just only her intonation alone, the way she speaks, that is, I don't think that she needs to campaign again.
You see,
to tell people.
Yes.
When you look at the appearance of a human being, and look at how he or she composes himself, you know that this person is a material. She's a material. Okay. He has that power and authority at least to be governor of Anambra.
Okay.
But
thank you.
What I want to, she can mobilize women. Because we are talking women inclusiveness, women inclusiveness. Women are so many. If you come in terms of voting, women are always there. Grandmama are there, grandpapa very few. Young boys, the young ladies, they are always there. But the question now is this of men. Honestly, like I've been telling people, sir, I love to see a place where a woman stands as a governor like my sister Takraka. Hi, my sister.
Right.
Continue campaigning. You see,
all right,
everything
Mazi.
in this world is trial. We have to try and what to try. It is only God that gives power. Anybody saying that no. It's only God that gives power. Why do I say God gives power? You see, when you look at other countries where women climb Nepal, you see how the woman just came into office. Because the president, you see what, she just come up from nowhere. That is what, I just pray that the young boys and young girls in Anambra, if you want quality, vote for this our lady talking because he has all the takes for the cause.
Mazi Okoroafo, you have become a campaign manager. You never said this when we were presenting male candidates. So the first female candidate for governorship that we bring here, Mazi Okoroafo, you have become. That was a joke, but she does appreciate your trust in her. I heard much about Anambra Road, so let's get back to serious business. Okay. The roads in Anambra, in fact, as recently as yesterday, I was hearing a spokesman for the governor saying that so much has been done for roads, and people had phoned in to say that indeed that was the case. You are an Anambrarian. What do you think of the roads in Anambra?
Well, the roads in Anambra State have been known as a state that's got good road networks, thanks to the past government, especially that of the government of Dr. Ngige. Yes, he laid that foundation. Yes, so but currently there's still so much to do. There's still so much to do in the areas of road infrastructure in Anambra State. I move around the city. There's so many dilapidating roads.
Which city? Because
Anambra, Oka City.
Okay.
The capital.
Okay.
Yes. I move around Oka City a lot, and I see a lot of dilapidating roads that shouldn't be for a capital. You know, even very important and crucial networking roads, you see them in very bad shape, causing unnecessary gridlocks and even accidents and loss of lives. They are there. If you have your men on ground, they can go about and see it. It's not even hidden. It's right there at the center of the capital of the state. And you know, the problem is these people do so little and they appraise it. You're doing little with so much available to you. What stops you from making sure that there are no potholes in Anambra State capital and even in the rural areas? In my community, in Eziowele, Idemili North local government, the road to our major market that connects two major communities, Eziowele and Umunachi, that road has been there dilapidated for years. And what is the excuse? That this community did not vote for them. That is how, you know, low they have reduced governance to. That people have to go through the, you know, the discomfort of plying dilapidated and bad roads because you think you've politicized what governance should be. So it's unacceptable. We can't sit back and watch these things and say, oh yes, because he's attempting, then it's fine. He can go again. No. Okay, governance is all about accountability. You must account in the ways you utilize the resources available to you. Okay.
Benga in Abuja, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to your guest there, the lady there.
Good morning.
I appreciate her, and I know that he's going a long way politically. As he has her onions, and he shows that she has the ability. But this time around, sorry, please. You look at what is happening in Anambra. You look at the people of Anambra has made a covenant with the late refer what a father, political father or something of Anambra State, which is late Edimeku.
Dim.
That this Abga, the only way they can keep his memory and legacy is to return Abga every 4 years for the governorship election. Because if you look at the trajectory, apart from when about 2 or 3 years that the former governor there that became a minister and Igigi spent there, you have not seen any other party taking over Abga. So Ludo, with all the credential, with all the profile, everything he has, could not get it. He has to come to Abga before he could get it. So to me, anybody contesting outside Abga, I'm sorry, it is a Herculean task for him or her to get that governorship, unless the person there did not perform at all, and people say no, we don't want you.
Okay.
Because you look at it as a covenant, as I said before, between them and late Ojukwu that look, this place is for Abga. That's why you see here today. Anywhere they go for campaign, they always wear the clothes, they wear the image, the picture of Ojukwu. It's like that party is for him as a memorial. So I appreciate our efforts and the efforts of other contestants, other candidates who want to contest. But sorry, I'm telling you, Mr. Yori, it's a miracle of the century.
All right.
For anybody to get that ticket from that position from Abga. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in. What do you think of that analysis?
Never say never.
Okay.
Yes. The APGA...
But you acknowledge that the high esteem in which the late Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu is held, and how his name and his image, as Benga has just said, could be a gigantic boost to anybody's campaign.
Yes. With all due respect to the late Odumegwu Ojukwu, the reason why he created APGA was for a political solution. And because he really actually wanted the Anambra state and the entire Southeast to have a political platform. That was the reason why he created the party. But looking back from then till now, the question that should come to the heart of every Anambra person is, does that idea, does it still exist?
Okay.
Or are there actually people using this as a way of an opportunity to get power? Has there been a bit of deceit from the time this great idea came to birth till now? Do we still have the party that this great, great man created for his party? Do we still have it? Does it still exist? Does that spirit of giving the Anambra state a party, or Ndibo a party, does it still exist? That is the question. Until we're able to settle this question in our hearts, then the Anambra should understand that that idea, that motive has been hijacked.
Okay.
And if APGA has been hijacked, then that invalidates everything APGA stands for, like Onyara na Nwannia, or Koko, and also the very personality of Odumegwu Ojukwu.
For non-Igbo speakers, what was those two?
Onyara na Nwannia is a slogan for APGA.
Oh, okay.
Don't leave your brother behind.
Oh, okay.
Have these leaders who have used this party not left us behind? Have there not been cases of misappropriation of funds? Have these leaders who are using this platform, have they been very sincere to the people for the very reason why the party was created? If the Anambra must answer that question, and I think we must answer it, because it's not a question of party. Leadership is beyond partisan politics, especially when there's no more sincerity. The people must start looking beyond the lies and the falsehood and start looking out for leaders who have them or have their best interest at heart.
Okay. And
so I think that
I think that does respond to,
yes.
But apart from lies and whatever it is that you called it, I guess there's also the matter of hitching a free ride on a reputation that is humongous.
That's it.
So that's it.
And in that decision, enslaving the people.
Okay. Okay.
Because while they are taking advantage of that, the ignorant people who follow them, not knowing their motives, are enslaved. Okay. And that is why you heard what the person said, a covenant. There can't be covenant with insincerity. So I don't agree that there's any covenant. It's just a bit of, a cover. Okay. People taking advantage, riding on that free ride to get to what they want. Okay. And leaving the people behind.
Reverend Dominic, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Chief Yori. Good morning to your guest.
Indeed. Thank you. And the Reverend Dominic
Can I go on? Can you hear me?
Oh, good morning. Yes. Good morning, Reverend.
Good morning. That young lady is very, very, very brilliant, Yori. Yesterday, I was asking when they will have governorship debate in Anambra. Why I ask that question is this. For the first time in the history of Anambra, I've seen a contest. I've seen intelligent people come out to become governor of Anambra, and I am so proud I'm from that area. But I want your guest to speak to this matter this morning about the security in Anambra State. Whether she like it or not, she's a politician, she has her opinions. Honestly, the African government in Anambra from days of Obi till now has done well in the context of doing well in Nigeria, doing well. They have done very well. Somebody can do better. But there's something that is splitting our eastern states, especially Anambra and Nemo. Security. You see how this young man brushed it away yesterday. He don't want us to answer to that. The security is the issue. I want my sister here to, what is idea to solve the security problem in Anambra State? No matter your idea, you have to develop a place. If there's no security, if there's insecurity, those are just solutions. This idea. You know about security of Anambra, you know, I can't tell about that. The man who came yesterday was a politician. He said everything is well. And you're between me and you know it's not well. Anambra is horribly insecurity. Please, young lady, what is the idea how to solve security problem in Anambra State? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend. But you see, you people, we Nigerians, Chioma Ifemeludike, she's a governorship candidate. Very soon you shall be calling her Excellency, not young lady. If all her plans go well. But it's a joke, but at the same time, you get what I mean.
I'm still a young lady, it's fine.
You're 33.
I'm not 33.
Okay.
I'm 37.
Oh.
I heard, I didn't, so, I wasn't sure if I heard you right, but I heard you.
Thank you very much. And it's just as well that came out. So, Mazi Okorafor, you heard, 37.
I'm 37.
Please, address his question.
Okay. Yes.
Security.
I've been personally disturbed about the state of security in Anambra State. And we have looked at it. What we're going to do differently is we're going to get into the state and build a more formidable local vigilantes. You know, you can't talk about security without the locals, without the very people it affects.
How about the Ebubeagụ affair?
Oh, well, I don't need to tell you how terrible they've performed. And even recently, they themselves have been shooting themselves in the leg. So it's like everything is going against them. Because some of the things they try to cover just, come up from all the corners where they're hiding them. So that is the issue. When a leader or when a government is not sincere to what or the approaches they want to take, it tends to be done, in a haphazard way or in a mediocre way. So it's just a quick fix. Let's do it and show them we're working. Solution is here. And in between it or under it is just a facade.
So you're going to,
so for us,
we need a more structured approach.
We must get into the locals and get vigilantes from the very people they're going to be protecting, from the very communities where they live. And it doesn't end there. They need to be trained. We need to train these vigilantes. We will train the vigilantes enough to be able to carry out their duties effectively.
The data part, as you know, the president is in favor of state police. For the reasons that you just stated, would you also be in favor of state police?
I think state police is something that I think we're not very ready for.
Okay.
Yes, for misuse and abuses of state government. Some of the state government would misuse and abuse the state policing. So I don't think we're matured enough for it. But if you look at the vigilante setup, it's almost the same thing that the state police will be doing. So if we have, according to the law, we can create these vigilante groups, then we must utilize that opportunity. But the problem is, how do you create them? When you come to Anambra State, they set up vigilante groups and they hand every vigilante group or group of people who are doing any form of, security volunteering, are carrying arms. They're carrying guns. You can't just hand guns to a poorly trained group of people and expect them to carry about their duty.
I get what you mean.
Adequately.
I'm really enjoying this, Chioma, but we've run out of time. You won't believe that we've been on air for almost an hour.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's been a thoroughly enjoyable time, and thank you very much for coming along, and hopefully we shall be meeting subsequently as the campaign is drawing near. Is that when you say "ow"?
Yeah, I was hoping for a longer time. I was actually enjoying, and the calling guests. It's been amazing.
So thank you very much for coming along, Chioma Grace Ifemeludike, you know,
You
a
got it right
37-year-old candidate.
Yes.
You know, I'll update myself.
37.
Anambra State governorship candidate of African Action Congress. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
All right then.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so that's our program today.